A very warm, pleasant good afternoon to all of you, and welcome back to the post-lunch session, the technical session 3. So, welcome to the technical session 3, a very important technical session of the 26th National Convention on Knowledge, Library, and Information Networking, and the session is on public libraries and school libraries. Immense pleasure in welcoming the chair, Dr. P.R.Goswami ji, the former director, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Profound privilege and honor in welcoming you, sir, to kindly join us on the dais here. Sir is also the treasurer of Delnet. It's a profound privilege and honor to have you with us here, sir. So kindly join your hands together. You are back after having a good lunch, we believe so. And this is not the applause after lunch. This can be before lunch. Kindly join your hands together. And that togetherness should be reflected in the applause that you are doing it. And there also has to be, it has to be in a synchronized way, you know. It's not that someone doing it. So let's do once again for our chair, Dr. P.R.Goswami ji, a big applause. That's why. So believe in the present, and work for the future. So that should be the tagline, believe in the present and work for the future. So we are believing in the present and all working, you know, for completion and then to move ahead to get into the cruise. May I have a pleasure of requesting our paper presenters of the session, Ms. Hasbi Ali Kunju and Dr. Anila Sulochna. May I request Ms. Hasbi Ali Kunju and Dr. Anila Sulochna to kindly take their positions on the dais. We have the main author of the paper, Hasbi Ali Kunju, is here with us, who has joined us from Central University of Tamil Nadu. She's a research scholar. Immense pleasure in welcoming you. Please, Hasbi, take your position on the dais. All of you, yes, join your hands together. We have the next paper presentation is going to be by Ms. Dina Subba and Dr. R.K. Chaudhary. Immense pleasure in welcoming both our young research scholar, Ms. Dina Subba, and also the head of the department, Dr. R.K. Chaudhary, and immense pleasure in welcoming both of you, and also to request you to kindly take your positions in the dais. The last paper of the session, which belongs to the school library section, and this is a merged session on public libraries and the school libraries. I have immense pleasure in requesting Dr. Krishna Ranawat and Mr. Raghuveer Singh Diora. May I request both of you, please kindly come on the dais and take your positions. Pleasure also in informing you all that Mr. Diora has been the organizing secretary, the coordinator for NACLIN 2019 that we had in person, the last in-person convention that we had at Udaipur. Immense pleasure in welcoming you both at NACLIN 2023, requesting you. Thank you very much for joining us. Immense pleasure in once again welcoming the chair and the keynote speaker, Dr. P.R.Goswami ji, and also our other paper contributors for the session. A person of great stature and a great outstanding contributions, you know, Dr. P.R.Goswami ji has made. He's such a seasoned professional, and it's a great honor and pleasure to have him here at NACLIN 2023 platform. Thank you so very much, sir, for always being of such a great strength to Delnet, and this is much beyond any expression. Sir has got a versatile experience of working in the most premier institutions of the country. And just to make you all aware that he had worked in institutions including in Central Statistical Office, Government of India, Faculty of Management Studies, University of Delhi, as a director of Indian Council of Social Science Research, that is NESTOC, as a director of NESTOC. He was also being the director libraries at Ministry of Culture, the most premier institution, and also the director of Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts. Some of you would definitely be aware about it, that Sir has been instrumental while designing the National Virtual Library and National Mission on Libraries documentation work which was being done by the Government of India. He was instrumental in getting the draft designed. It is a profound honor and pleasure to have you here, sir, on this platform. requesting you to kindly start the proceedings of this technical session 3, and also to request you to kindly present your keynote paper, which is on, is there a need for setting up public library infrastructure in India's semi-urban and rural areas? Profound privilege in requesting you, sir, to kindly present the keynote paper.
So thank you, Sangeeta, for a very generous introduction. And the today's session is on public libraries and school libraries. And we have 4 papers, 4 paper presenter, including me. So I want to distribute the timing on the basis of equity. So I will not take more than 15 to 20 minutes. And after that, each of you can take 10 to 15 minutes. And at the end, we will have some sort of discussion on the subject. So with this brief introduction, I would like to present my paper first. And now it is 3 o'clock, 3:20, I will try to finish it so that you can get some time to present your papers. So my paper is in the print volume at page number 267, if you want to see. And in that paper, I believe that public library is not a very interesting topic for the modern day librarians. So there are not many people who are interested to write on this subject. So that's why Sangeeta requested me to write a paper on public libraries, because I had some exposure to public library system, being the director in the Ministry of Culture, because I'm in charge of Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, Delhi Public Library, etc., etc. So on that basis, I have tried to accumulate some new facts and figures and some, you can say, inspiring words in my presentation based on evidence. Evidence-based inspiring statement in my paper, so that I can justify the title of my paper. Though there is a question mark, but I have tried to justify that we need a public library infrastructure in the country due to several reasons, starting from the aspiring middle class, to the school children, to the children of disadvantaged people who does not have access to books, only the textbook in schools. So all these things have been combined to present some sort of credible argument in favor of public libraries. This is my aim. So now it is ICT driven era, and all the librarians in this hall, particularly the younger generation, they are based on ICT and internet driven librarianship. And in this era, I think very few have interest in public libraries, which operate in the local environment. Public library doesn't mean British Council or American library, which are elite libraries. Only the very high profile people go. But I mean the public libraries who are distributed, who are located in a distributed manner in the rural and urban areas, semi-urban areas, to cater to the needs of the local people. So that is the main argument, the public libraries. Now, Ministry of Culture, you know, that is the apex body so far as the library related matters are interested. So we say there is a government, there is a system of marking papers. I don't, many of them, any paper related to library that is marked to Ministry of Culture. Any government agency receiving a paper related to libraries, it will mark to the Ministry of Culture. And in states, it is the education department, which normally deals with the libraries. And you know there is a publication called Allocation of Business Rule, which was formulated long back after the independence. Who will do what? Which ministry will do what? In that allocation of business rule, the Ministry of Culture has been allocated the term library development policy. Library development policy, these 3 words have been used in the allocation of business rule of Ministry of Culture, it is the #1 preference has been given. Now, the very positive thing about public libraries is the corporate house have lots of interest in public libraries. Though you are not interested, you are internet driven, very high paid professionals working in the corporate sector, IIMs, IIT, but the this corporate sector, because I am associated with Read India, that is an NGO in the field of education and development. And after attending many of their meetings, I have come to know that the corporate sector, some of the companies under the corporate social responsibility, they are ready to fund libraries, public libraries, particularly in the rural and urban areas. Now, there is some figure I am giving you. I don't know if anybody has seen this figure, you can tell me. See, if you go to the IFLA website, International Federation of Library Association Institution, they have a project called Library Map of the World. So this was a project which was started in 2017. At that time, there was no library data regarding India. But suddenly I have found, just a month back, I was just seeing their website. So these are the figures regarding the Indian libraries. National Libraries 7, academic libraries 42,338, public libraries 1,46,173, community libraries 16,500, and school libraries 13 lakhs, 1.3 million. It's a huge figure. And others 319. I have some doubt in these statistics. Why, I will tell you. Because in the government or in any autonomous body or government policy making body, Niti Aayog, Ministry of Education, nowhere the concept of library has been defined, public library. I mean, how do you count a library to be counted as a library for the purpose of collecting the data? Public library for the purpose of, it should have some collection, maybe 500, 1,000, 2,000. There should be minimum criteria to identify a public library, which is missing. And the only publication I have found, though when I visited the census office in 2011 to ask them to include the libraries as of the indicators in the primary census abstract, village amenities, I told them, I requested them with a letter from the Ministry of Culture, please include libraries as one of the indicators in your primary census village level data. So they included it, and they defined library a place where books are issued and returned and where the magazines and newspapers are kept. This is the only definition they have given. So there is no concrete definition from any professional association or any policy making body what a public library is. So that's why this is I see this is an inflated figure, I believe. And the data has been collected from 4 organizations: Indian Library Association, you all know, ILA, Bhalapattanam Gram Panchayat Library, Ashoka University, and Indian Institute of Human Settlement. So very frankly speaking, I could not verify from where these 4 institutions have collected the data and supplied it to the IFLA. I could not verify that, and I'll try to do that when I go back to Delhi. But so far I have not done this. Now, India is a very diverse country, you know. There are 1.4 billion population. There are 22 languages listed in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. Linguistic plurality, 121 forms of mother tongue. 14 of these are principal means of communication. Each of these are spoken by more than 10 million people. This is a very credible, achievement in India. There are 14 languages which is spoken and communicated by at least 1 crore people. So this is truly a multilingual country. And this has an impact on the public library development. To sustain our diverse social practices, language, and customs, we need local community-based library infrastructure. there are three supportive aspects of a country development process: economic reforms, good governance, and democracy. To participate in decision-making process of a democracy, the country needs an informed group. This group can be benefited by small and smart public libraries. We need small and smart public libraries. Why small? That I will explain. Development planners normally view public libraries as a form of social capital meant for expanding the capability of information literacy of our citizens. This is a very important aspect. We are all talk about information. To keep information literacy, increase the information literacy of the people, of the local community, the public libraries are very important. There was a very important festival of or event in Delhi, 5th and 6th August 2023, organized by the Ministry of Culture. It is called Festival of Libraries, and I was very lucky to attend some of their discussions. Very important and very information-full discussions. I benefited a lot from the hearing of their participants. Gram Pathshala project started in the Greater Noida area in UP was explained in detail in a roundtable discussion. This project has a slogan, एक ही संकल्प एक ही संदेश भारत बने पुस्तकालयों का देश. So this was the slogan by a NGO they call Gram Pathshala. The fund for this project was collected from the local community. So I met the organizers or the main the organizing body of this Gram Pathshala project. They said we don't take money from any person. We collect it from the local community, and very important thing, when the marriage takes place in the village, so we get the money from whose daughter or whose son is getting married. So as a gift to the society, and out of that we expand this library facility. And first we identify a dilapidated building in the area and get the approval from the panchayat or the owner of the building and turn it to the library. So this is the way they have started this project. And very interestingly, they said, we started only one library in Greater Noida, and we saw that people, the children from other villages are also coming there. So we thought, why not to expand? We started in the nearby places also, because one library can serve 4 or 5 villages, big villages, not beyond that. So just to be, when the distance is less, the people will come more. So we started opening libraries in other places also. This was the project directors, the project who was the main person behind the project, he told me, was a DSP rank police officer. He told me that the crime has reduced after we opened the library. The children, after coming back from the school, they are engaged in all sorts of bad activities, some of the students. Now their friends are coming to the library, so they are also coming to the library, so that the petty crime rates are reduced in that area. So library has made a very good impact on the social life of the people. And there is another organization called Free Libraries Network, another NGO based effort. They have collected funds from public library to set up libraries all over India. They have connected publishers, booksellers, public intellectuals, and they have a caption, public libraries must be free. National Book Trust has organized an exhibition showcasing its new initiative, Model Village Public Library, Village Panchayat Library. The director NBT has said that his organization is ready to be a partner in any library related matter. So National Book Trust, which is a publisher basically, they have also agreed to participate in any library, public library development project in the country. Now there was a panel discussion in the Festival of Libraries, which was attended by the IAS officers, not the librarians, IAS officers on Education Department, Secretary of the Education Department, and they say the public libraries can do a lot for the rural people. school-going children and youth who are seeking opportunities for good education and employment. Library services should be based on the requirement of the local community and free access to books without lock and key. The library should be open access. Best storage system need to be introduced. The representative from the state of Sikkim said that small collection of books kept in the roadside kiosks has been a successful experiment. That was his observation. A team of dedicated social workers is needed. Engagement of local community is necessary for the success of this mission. So this was their observation. They always said that we should not believe that the public library people will not come. That is the general perception. आजकल तो internet का जमाना है. People have smartphone. People have no time. They have cricket match. They have very good programs in the TV. Why they should come to the library? But that is not true. People want to come to the library if you organize it properly. Now, women's self-help groups have a special role in fostering entrepreneurship in the rural area. If you read the economic survey, it says that SHGs have access to last mile. They have ability to draw on communities' trust and solidarity, knowledge, and local dynamics. Public libraries can cooperate with the SHGs to know the community's need and design new programs. Literacy, including information literacy and education, can promote entrepreneurship significantly. The quality of physical infrastructure, which include roads, availability of newspapers, books, etc., influence creation of new business. So that is their observation in the economic survey 2022-23. If you read it, and one thing I will tell you, there is a research paper, EPW, you have must have heard about this journal, that Olympic medal, this time the India has won lot more Olympic medal than the previous years. The connectivity and access to useful information and infrastructure, road infrastructure, and availability of newspaper, books, and public libraries can encourage the youth to participate in games. And this has a very positive impact on the Indian sporting abilities. That is their observation. And the collection development, books should be in local language. Books for special categories like women, children, senior citizens, public reading rooms should be established. Escalating demand in urban and semi-urban areas for the youth who are seeking employment. Public libraries and new education policy. Education system should follow the principle of less content and more emphasis should on how to think critically and solve problems. This should be emphasized. Now, public reading room, this is a very important factor. If you travel by metro in Delhi, you will find every 4 or 5 buildings or every 10 buildings, there is a board library and hostel. What does it mean? The people coming from other parts of the country, small towns to Delhi for coaching classes, they need a public reading room. Very badly they need it. And there is a lot of scope for this. And if I don't know if there is anybody from Delhi Public Library, Delhi Public Library should be a free library because it's a public library. What they have done is in order to decrease the number of people coming to their library, they have imposed some fees. Same has happening in the Central Secretariat Library, which is not a good practice, I will say. They should try to increase the reading space, which they have not done. They don't have space, I believe, because space is a very precious matter in Delhi. It is very, it is very highly priced. So what they have done is they have imposed some fees. The people, only selected people should come. But this is against, I think, public library principle. Now I don't have much time. So in public library, which I have visited in United States in the month of August and September and October, there I have found a very, very important thing. 50% of the area are marked for the children. All the books are new. Here you find in Delhi public libraries also I suggested पुराना किताब हटाइए. कहता है कैसे हटाऊं, वो तो write off करना है, audit objection, this that. But when you keep the old books, the importance of the good books also reduce, because people have to search which one is relevant. So what in USA, they have lot of money, I agree. All the books are new, all the books are free, fresh, and very nicely maintained. And in the library, 50% of the space is earmarked for the children, because children, they say, children's are the, you should give more books to the children, to the disadvantaged people. In one of the article after the National Mission on Libraries was introduced, one public intellectual, her name was Alaka Malwade Basu, he was an economist. She wrote in the Economic and Political Weekly, let them eat books. बच्चों को किताब खाने के लिए दे दो. More and more books, you just push. They will see the books, they will see the title page, and they will inspire to see more books and read. So this is the policy that should be adopted, particularly for the disadvantaged people who do not have access to books other than their few textbooks which are read in their in their municipal schools. So this is the observation. A well-designed framework for new library services and programs with outcome statement to be prepared in consultation with the local community. This is the main issue regarding developing public library system in the country. One set of program may not suit the entire country. Corporate houses have shown interest in public library development in rural areas. They can give funds for libraries and skill development center. These centers are supposed to become self-sustainable after a few years. So corporate house, some of them, not all, they have a clause. They say, you set up libraries, you set up skill development centers, you train them in certain trade, data entry, and sewing machines, etc., so that the people who are trained by you become they can get some employment, they can generate some fund, and with that fund you run the library. But the Read India says it is not possible. Only 5 libraries they have been able to hand over to the local community on this clause. But others, you need some sort of support. Maybe it is government, maybe it is local authority, maybe it is the corporate sector. Some sort of support is needed. Of course, we believe with a positive mood, in a positive mindset, that after 5 to 10 years, the libraries can also become self-sufficient in the rural and urban, semi-urban areas. They will be able to generate money by selling the products of the people, by the people who are trained in the library. They're already doing it. They can create some products which can be sold in the market, and out of the fund generated out of that, they can train the library. This is my brief presentation. I think within 20 minutes I've been able to finish it. Only 2 minutes I have taken extra. So thank you very much. Now our next presenter is Transgender Inclusivity in Public Libraries, was by Hasbi Ali Kunju, Research Scholar, Department of Library Information Science, Central University of Tamil Nadu.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hasbi Alikun, a research scholar from the Department of Library and Information Science at Central University of Tamil Nadu. And I am here to present my research paper on transgender inclusivity in public libraries. And this paper is co-authored by Dr. Anila Sulochana, assistant professor at Central University of Tamil Nadu. As we all know, public libraries have the fundamental duty to provide inclusive and equitable services to all members of the society, right? This responsibility extends to meeting the diverse information needs of the transgender community too. Libraries can serve as a crucial support system, empowering transgender individuals by offering valuable knowledge related to their distinct physical, mental, and emotional aspects. Therefore, this study explores the level of transgender inclusivity in public libraries in Kerala. Objectives of this study are to explore the current library policies and guidelines concerning the transgender community, to assess the state of library and information services available to serve this community in Kerala, and then to recommend potential library and information services that can contribute to the empowerment of this community. And methodology we used are a web search was conducted to gain a comprehensive understanding of transgender inclusive library policies and guidelines. Interview and observation methods were used to collect data and assess the current state of library and information services contributing to the transgender community thoroughly. To attain this, hierarchically, top public libraries were selected from each districts of Kerala. And a literature search was conducted to provide recommendations for the development and implementation of future transgender inclusive library policies services. We meticulously reviewed the prominent library and information services policies for transgender community, which includes 3 international library associations. They are IFLA, ALA, and SLA. And I have explained every comprehensive guidelines in the full paper. Due to the time constraints, I will not cover every aspects in detail here. It is worth noting that I couldn't identify any existing policies of this nature in India. And these are the 4 prominent libraries in India that show library transgender friendliness or inclusive nature. They are the first one is Transgender Library, which is as a part of Transgender Resource Center, which is located in Tamil Nadu, established in 2016. The next one is Library in NGO Colony, which is also in Tamil Nadu. And then the next is Government PDDU Divisional Library in Kota, Rajasthan, which granted a lifetime membership to a transgender community individual. And then Gender Library, situated in Gender Park campus in Calicut, Kerala. Coming to public libraries in Kerala, as a representation, we selected one topmost public library from each of the 14 districts in Kerala. In certain cases, district libraries were considered, while in others, municipal libraries are chosen, especially when there are no district level libraries are available in certain districts. Top tier public libraries are expected to be ideal in nature, right? With extensive collection, a wide range of services, and a larger membership base, etc. So these were the aspects that we searched in each of the libraries under consideration. First one is transgender specific collections in the libraries. Only half of the public libraries have such materials in their collection, which includes Trivandrum districts, Ernakulam district, and Kozhikode district libraries, etc. But even this also represents the limited number. The remaining libraries neither demonstrate transgender inclusivity in their book collections nor in their periodical collection. Our next objective was to examine frequency of visits by transgender individuals to the libraries. Unfortunately, according to the librarians, it became apparent that these individuals neither utilize library resources on a regular basis nor occasionally. Most librarians express the belief that transgender people are welcome to visit their libraries at any time, but there is a lack of attention to providing transgender inclusive library services unless these individuals actively seek information. Additionally, other essential aspects such as creating transgender friendly library spaces, fostering considerate behavior from library professionals, and offering transgender friendly restrooms remain under-addressed in these libraries, which could be reasons why these transgender individuals are not attracted to the libraries. Then among transgender patrons in the libraries, among the public libraries under consideration, only 2 reported having transgender patrons in their total members, that the Trivandrum State Central Library with 2 members and Ernakulam District Public Library with 3 members. The limited number of transgender members in libraries could be attributed to several factors, including the lack of specialized library services catering to transgender needs or a lack of awareness among these individuals about the library's collection. Our next objective was special concession in membership fees. Observations revealed that no libraries offer concessions on membership fees for transgender individuals. If libraries could offer concessions to them, it would be immensely beneficial, as many of this community members struggle with limited financial resources. Furthermore, there is no dedicated field for specifying their gender on membership application forms. All the libraries provide only two gender options, which is male and female. This oversight may discourage transgender people from using library services. In summary, libraries do not demonstrate any specific consideration for this community. And it was noted that there were no library professionals from this community in any of the public libraries under consideration. And the absence of such representation may affect the library's ability to attract transgender individuals to explore their services. And no inclusive spaces for these people, and no staff training on transgender, especially current transgender issues or topics. So, based on the literature review, these are the suggestions we are proposing to make public libraries more transgender inclusive. As a preliminary action, libraries should take the initial step of formulating and enacting the policy that promotes transgender inclusivity. Public libraries should hold an anti-discrimination policy which guarantees free and equal access to library services, materials, and programs for individuals of all sexual orientations and gender identities. And that should be periodically reviewed. Specific policy decisions and practices have the potential to transform libraries into a more welcoming and inclusive environment for these individuals, fostering safe spaces for them too. And libraries should establish collection development policies aimed at incorporating more transgender specific materials. This strategic approach aims to attract a larger transgender patronage. Libraries can give priority to the inclusion of contemporary transgender fiction and non-fiction literature in their collection. Additionally, they can consider adding biographies and success stories as valuable information resources. And libraries can consider modifying their membership forms by either removing gender and titles or salutations from them, allowing for write-in answers or self-identification, or making gender category optional. To better serve the transgender community, libraries should implement training programs for their staff. And these programs should provide insights into transgender identity, history, and the unique information needs of their transgender individuals. The knowledge and understanding gained through such training are essential, because library professionals who lack familiarity with the transgender community may struggle to provide effective assistance. It is crucial to enhance the visibility of libraries as inclusive spaces for transgender patrons. This can be accomplished by displaying statements welcoming individuals to use the restrooms that aligns with their gender identity, and condemning any form of harassment related to the restroom use. And furthermore, libraries should explore the possibility of offering gender-neutral restrooms too. Libraries may not always have all the materials that transgender individuals are looking for. In such case, it is essential for librarians to be knowledgeable about reliable sources of information available in other places, such as local academic or medical libraries, transgender legal advocacy organizations, and informative and factual websites, among others. Libraries can play a crucial role by offering referral services to help them access these external resources, and many more other initiatives also. Concluding, While international policies advocate transgender inclusivity, but in Kerala's public libraries lag behind in implementation. To bridge this gap, proactive initiatives are necessary to engage transgender individuals in the realm of knowledge. Achieving inclusivity involves a multifaceted approach that educates and informs the public about transgender issues through these libraries. So that's that. Thank you and have a nice day.
But due to the shortage of time, we could not grant to much time to elaborate, but it is very nice presentation. So at the end, if we have time, we'll have some question answer session. The next paper is role of public libraries in the dissemination of agriculture information in livestock farmers in Sikkim through mobile applications, bridging the knowledge gap by Dina Subba. So you can start your presentation and 10 to 12 minutes. Please stick to the times because I don't want to put this button here. This is not a good thing to give a ring.
Respected chairperson on the dais, respected dignitaries, and very dynamic and gorgeous library professionals. I'm here, Ms. Dina Subba, along with my supervisor, Professor R.K. Chaudhary from Mahatma Gandhi Central University, to take this opportunity. I take this opportunity to present my paper, and my topic is role of public libraries in dissemination of agriculture information to the livestock farmers in Sikkim through mobile application, bridging the knowledge gap. So see, we are living in the technology area, digital area. Okay, so where the advancement of the information and communication technology is growing spontaneously, and like even in the agriculture sector as well as the livestock farmers, like they want all the information in the very quick way. So agriculture is not only the lifeline of Sikkim, but also in our country, because if we talk about the Sikkim, which is located in the Himalayan foothills, where our life is, sustainability depends on the livelihood of cattle rearing and all, because if we see the weather of Sikkim, it's very cold, and like people mostly eat the meats, and also we rear the cattle farming. I mean, like livestock farmers are mostly prevail there, because like they take this livelihood, this livestock farming as their commercial business. Because see, if you see in the Sikkim, like it's a very small state, so employment has gone to the very stagnant post. So what the now, like even the graduate, like who have done the graduation and all, they have taken this livestock farming as their commercial business and all. So I have taken this topic for the livestock farmers. So like my main this thing, how the public libraries in Sikkim, they are disseminating the information, agriculture information, with the help of mobile technology, mobile application. Although public libraries, they are not having any mobile technology or mobile application, but they are they are playing the role of bridging the gap between the livestock farmers as well as livestock farmers. So you have seen in the introduction, libraries have emerged. Public libraries in Sikkim has emerged as the unsung heroes in this mission for information, using the potential of mobile application to bridge the knowledge gap and empower livestock farmers in Sikkim. So as like we are running the time, so I'm going quick to the objective of the study. So my first objective of the study is to investigate the role of public libraries in disseminating agriculture information to the livestock farmers in Sikkim. How the public libraries, first let me tell you how many public libraries are there. In Sikkim, we have one state central library, which is located in Gangtok, and 4 districts are there. So 4 district library and 7 subdivision libraries are there, which is under the culture department. But if you talk about the rural libraries, we have the more than 40 rural libraries under the Department of Rural Management Development Department. So, but I cannot give you the exact fact of the rural libraries, how many are there. But like when I was doing my research work that time, like I have seen the 40, I have visited the 40 rural libraries. some libraries, few libraries are such that they have the huge collection of library, huge collection of books and all, but because of the shortage of the manpower in the field of library science, they are having the library, but library professors are not there. Okay, so I cannot give you the exact fact of the rural management development, rural libraries, but they do have the libraries. So the first objective is how the public libraries are disseminating the information to the livestock farmers. Second objective was to study the impact of socio-demographic profile while accessing the information. Why I have taken this one is because my topic is the use of the role of public libraries in dissemination information through the mobile technology. So when it comes to the mobile technology or mobile application, it comes the technology. So I want to know whether the impact of socio-demographic profile is there or not while accessing the information. So third one is to investigate the mobile application adoption by livestock farmers in Sikkim for accessing agriculture information, whether the mobile application, any mobile application, because there are so many mobile application on agriculture, like Krishi Jagaran is there, Krishi, so many, Pasu Poshon is there, sorry, not that one, M-Krishi is there, so many mobile application on agriculture are there. So whether they have adopted the mobile application for the dissemination of information or not. So I want to see that thing. Then another was to identify the specific information needs of livestock farmers. So different kinds of information needs are there. Some farmers, they are really in the need of information, need for the diseases of their cattle, and some are looking for the in the heat season of that cattle. There's so many problems are there. So I want to see what are the types of information, need of the particular farmer. So I want to study that. Then another one was to identify any barriers and challenges faced by livestock farmers in accessing information through mobile technology. So what are the challenges faced by the livestock farmers? So last one was to provide recommendation based on result. So my first objective was to investigate the role of public libraries in disseminating agriculture information to the livestock farmers in Sikkim. So I'm quickly, actually in conference proceeding, I have that 11 tables and all. So I'm showing you only the few slides. So in this objective one, what the research finds is 42% of the 42% of the farmers, they are visiting library to access the agriculture information, and 33% says that they are visiting the library for others. So when I asked them what are the others reason, they said they want to have the oral conversation with the librarian or library professional. They want to ask, because we are talking about the public library, okay? So it's mainly focused on the rural libraries. So they are just going to the library to ask the information need according to their choice. So then the 8% is reading for leisure. So these findings shows that the library is providing a really very good collection of information, and they are able to disseminate the information to the farmers. Then the same objective. So here I have asked whether the library resources, whatever the library they are providing, resources providing, whether it is sufficient or not. Then 59% of livestock farmers, they said they are very agreed with the resources which their particular library is providing. And 23% says that they are not agree, they are disagree with the resources are sufficient, but 18% is not sure. It means that 18% of that livestock farmers are not sure whether the information which is providing by the library are authentic or not. So they are not able to, they are confused, they are not able to find whether it is, whether to say agree or disagree. So this is the first objective. So my objective 2 was to study the impact of socio-demographic profile while accessing the information. So before I tell you the socio-demographic profile, I have given the questionnaire to the 100. Actually, I have more data, but I have taken the only 100 respondents for this research paper. So out of that 100, 69 were male and 31 were female. It shows that male livestock farmers are more dominant than women. So age group of the respondents were 54% of farmers, they belong to the 35 to 44 age group. Then the same objective. So education level of the livestock farmers, I wanted to know. So it seems that like the finding of the paper revealed that 51 percentage of 50 percentage of livestock farmers, they have studied till secondary school. So that's why.
2 minutes.
Okay, I'm about to finish, sir. So another objective was to investigate the mobile application adoption by livestock farmers in Sikkim for accessing agriculture information. So I have asked what are the reason for adoption of mobile technology. They said ki, like availability of specific information are available in the mobile technology. So that's why they are using this. They want to adopt. They are adopting the mobile technology. Then effectiveness of mobile technology. So 64% of the livestock farmers, they said that using of mobile technology is very effective in the dissemination of information. Then objective 4, to identify the specific information needs of livestock farmers. 83% of the livestock farmers, they need the information on animal diseases. And just for the example, few months ago, like Sikkim have the diseases called lumpy virus in the cow, and so many livestock farmers, they have lost their cattle and all. So we have seen that time also the respondents, they said ki, like we are in the need of basically need the information on the animal diseases. So these are the barriers and challenges which are faced by the livestock farmers in accessing information. So first one is low digital literacy skill. So it's prevailed in the Sikkim, as like we have already said, like most of the livestock farmers, they study up to secondary level only. So this is the low digital literacy skill is the among the most important barrier and challenges. So these are the recommendation based on my findings. Public libraries should increase the collection of agricultural and livestock resources so that farmers can avail and access the information according to their needs. Library professionals should help the farmers to identify the correct source of information, as many farmers are not sure about the library resources sufficiency. Government agencies, agriculture extension services, and library professionals should provide training and awareness program to ensure the farmers are proficient in using appropriate mobile application to access the right information. 4, the developers should work with farmers and agricultural experts to design and customize mobile application that address the specific needs and challenges of the livestock farmers in Sikkim. The library should work as a bridge between the digital divide, as the major challenge faced by the farmers is low digital literacy. To improve and optimize the mobile application in accessing information, there is a need for continuous monitoring and evaluation of the impact of mobile application on livestock farmer productivity. And last one is identify and scale of successful cases where information provided through mobile application has significantly improved productivity so that it could serve as an inspiration to other farmers. So this is the light slides, and thank you and request for suggestion. Thank you so much.
Now we go to the last presenter of the session. Very nice. A study on reading habits among school students of southern Rajasthan and its effects on academic performance by Dr. Krishna Ranawat, Assistant Librarian Faculty of Law, Bhopal Nobles University, Udaipur, Rajasthan, and Mr. Raghuvir Singh Deora, Librarian, Vidya Bhavan Polytechnic College, Udaipur, Rajasthan.
Good afternoon to respected dignities and all gathered here. Myself, Dr. Krishna Ranawat, Assistant Librarian of Bhopal Nobles University, Udaipur, Rajasthan. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Sangeeta Kaul ma'am, who gave me this opportunity to present my research paper in front of you all. I'm presenting my research paper. My presentation, topic of my research article is a study on reading habits among school students of southern Rajasthan and its effect on academic performance. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies, but a man who never read lives only one. My aim with this presentation is get you to the reading habits of school-going students. I would like to give you a brief introduction about the topic, what is reading habit? Reading habit among school students is very essential to their intellectual growth and academic success. Reading is a lifelong skill which is never ended for readers. And reading is important because it is develop your mind and give your access knowledge and lesson of life. Reading is the key of knowledge. Importance of reading. At the present scenario, the reading habit is continuously decreasing among school students, and which is very worrying topic. Therefore, it is very important for us to tell children the importance of reading. Once the habit of reading is developed in school-going students, then this habit will remain throughout their life. Objectives of my study are to examine the influence of reading habit among higher secondary school students, and it find to importance of reading to students, find out the types of material students read when they visit the library, to determine the time spent in reading by students, to discover the effect of reading habits on students' performance, to a certain factor hindering reading habits among students. Online research method was used for this study. Google form was used as an instrument of data collection, and the simple random sampling technique was used. We received 205 responses, and ratio of male and female students are almost equal, and 14 to 16 year age group are included in the study is highest. Who influences to reading habits to students? We found that most of the parents, that the 43.9% influence their child for more reading and improve their performance. 40% teachers and 10.7% school friends, and only 5.7% are influenced by their siblings. This study is also investigate the importance of reading habit among school students. According to the data, 33.2% students thought that the reading habits develop their communication skill, and 12% students believe that the reading habits help to improve their public speaking skill and academic performance. Which type of study material student used for reading? 56.1% student use only textbooks for study, and only 6.3% students are read for ebooks and websites. Time spent in reading by school students. How much time spent for readings by school students? When the respondents were asked about the time spent on reading, 40% students told 30 minutes to 1 hour for reading, and only 12% students spend 4 hours and above for their study. What are the reasons that hinder students' reading habit? 42.4% students expressed that main factor of is lack of motivation to read, and 23.4% revealed that insufficient novel fiction in the school libraries. 21.5% indicate that lack of reading environment, and 12.7% student react that lack of reading material at the home. Effect of reading habits. 32.4% students indicate that the reading helped them in imaginations broad, and 29.9% students report that reading helped them to express well in class, and 29.4% indicate that reading made them confident. Visit of library. In this study, we analyzed the use of library for readers. 38.7% students visit library in 2 times in a week, and only 7.8% students visit library more than 4 times in a week. Conclusion. Reading habit is the gateway to succeed in every school students. The study revealed that reading habit of school students have effect on academic performance. The students are aware the reading habits important. They're important for their communication skill, but they don't give time for reading. that is only 30 minutes to 1 hour for reading. There is direct relation between reading habit and academic performance. Reading habit is it good for our mental growth. For example, जिस तरह से जॉगिंग करने से हमारी हार्ट की एक्सरसाइज होती है, उसी तरीके से हमारे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा रीडिंग करने से हमारी मेंटल एक्सरसाइज होती है. Suggestions. Parents should provide a reading material and good environment for their children at home. Teachers should encourage the students to develop interest in reading. Librarians should make the library environment attractive to the student. They should also organize symposium and workshop for students to the need to cultivate effective reading culture. Students should we give a target to read one book in a week. Always carry book with you and reduce your time on TV and the internet. Don't take reading as a task and try to enjoy reading. If you have child, you must read to them. और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों को रीडिंग के लिए हमें इनकरेज करना चाहिए और बच्चों को ये समझाना चाहिए कि अगर हम कि तुम बच्चों किताबों के सामने झुक जाओ तो ये किताबें तुम्हारे सामने दुनिया को झुका देगी. थैंक यू.
Okay, thank you very much. You have completed your presentation within the time limit. A very nice presentation. And if Sangeeta call permit, then we can allocate some time, maybe 3-4 minutes for question answer. So any questions you have, kindly raise your hand. Yes, please. Professor Krishnamurthy.
Thank you, Dr. Goswami sir, for your sensitize the public library issues in India. But in your presentation, you have mentioned that Women Settlement Institute and Ashoka University. I think I have a doubt about that study, what data they gave. Since you have mentioned that, okay. And public library systems, for example, in Goa and Karnataka is very strong. So for let me take example in Karnataka, since I am a state library authority member, recently I attended one meeting with IAS officer Rakesh Singh. They are collecting cess, property cess in the name of public library. Annual tax is 300 crores. From Bangalore BBMP, we are paying, but that is not coming to the public library. Since 5 years, 1,500 crore is spending in public library.
Okay.
Somehow we demanded, finally release 120 crores. Now recently, last week, 120 crores he released. In remaining amount, they're spending for the road repair, street light of Bangalore, Mahanagar Palike. So, see, Ranganathan, KPLA, Karnataka Public Library Act, 1965, enacted, and he has mentioned beautifully all these things, public sex, how to manage the public library and all this. So as since you are in the policy, you are in the big position, so someone has to see this kind to entire state. To Rajaram Library Foundation is there, but their job is not to supervise this.
Okay, so I want to, whatever you have raised the issue, I want to tell you the library is a state subject.
Yeah.
Now they are trying to bring it to the union list, concurrent list. But you are right that some of the states are very good, like Goa. But there are states who do not even send proposals to the Ministry of Culture for grant. If you want to get a grant on some head, you have to write a good proposal and send it. It should be convincing. But they are so indifferent towards library that they don't even send the proposals. But now things are changing. It depends on the Secretary of the Ministry of Culture how they can persuade the state governments. But state governments are little bit apathetic towards public libraries. This is my answer. And Ashoka University, even I do not know from where they have got the data. But this I have mentioned from the IFLA website, the four sources. Any other question, please?
My just not the question. I just want to take up this point, like for Dina Sabhumis. Yeah,
Okay,
this
it
was
should
a
be very brief.
yeah,
Okay,
it
because
was
we don't
a
have
nice
time.
topic for agricultural library. I just want to know whether we should, as a librarian, we should give information as a bookish knowledge, or practical knowledge, or by giving them some things for the agricultural, whatever they require. Information is not needed because most of them are illiterate, they don't understand. So I think giving the talk or lecture on how to implement on agriculture, on livestock, I think we should give some things whatever is required, or we have to make them aware that several schemes given by the government. So what do you think? What are the modes of giving the information to the farmers?
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. As per my study, that like the questionnaire was there, so that they want to visit the library just to have the oral conversation with the librarian, because like as you said that like most of the, like we are talking about the rural libraries where like like most of the only the villages will come, and villages, most of the villages, they are uneducated, not uneducated, somewhat like not that much educated. Okay, so like they are coming to the library just to get the information orally. Okay, so as you said, I think it's better to give the like kind of training, kind of a workshop, or kind of oral suggestion more than the bookish, more than the bookish information. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Any last question, please?
Information need analysis model, we can use this kind of model by using different kind of 9 basic categories of basic needs are there. We can choose the agricultural part, and here the bibliographic information is not the matter. Here the matter is the factual data which is actually collected from the community itself, by the community, of the community, and for the community, and we can cater the information in such a way. Even Koha has that incorporation of this factual data as well as the bibliographic data, and through which we can cater information to the community. Thank
Okay,
you.
very nicely explained. So I agree what you have said. But one thing I want to tell you, if you have time, you can just read an article in World Development. There's a journal, Multidisciplinary, January 2020. In my paper, there's a reference. They say information service is not enough. How the recipient interpret the information, whether he understands or not, the genesis of the information is more important. He should be having the ability to understand and ability to act on the information. So your point is very well taken. So information service is a very general term. How you organize it, how you deliver it, how the recipient feel about it, that is also important. Now with these few words, we have no time, we can discuss it later. So with this I end the session and I hand over
Thank you
the
very
process
much.
to
We have so
Sangeeta Kaur.
wonderfully, thank you so very much. We have been cruising through a lot much of such an interesting information throughout this session, technical session 3 on public libraries and school libraries. Can't thank enough our esteemed sir, Dr. P.R.Goswami ji, for so wonderfully chairing the session, presenting the keynote paper of the session, and also for ensuring that we are well in time to cruise into the cruise. So thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. On behalf of Delnet Goa University, may we request you to kindly accept a small memento from us. May we request the esteemed chair and also all our paper presenters to kindly come. I would just quickly would like to mention to everyone that Delnet will be holding an international conference on public libraries. We all are aware about it. Public libraries is something you really need exhaustive deliberations. We would be holding, sir, in collaboration with Read India, an international conference on public libraries in the month of first week of February 2025. In yet another first week of December, we are going to finalize the exact date and also the venue, most likely going to be in Delhi or in Jaipur. So this is being scheduled for February first week 2025, and that will be the International Conference on Public Libraries, wherein we'll be getting the experts, international experts on public libraries. So a time now to present a memento. requesting Hasbi Alukunju to kindly receive the certificate as a sincere appreciation for your wonderful paper that you wrote. Maybe request dinner. It's a pleasure to have Dr. R.K. Maybe request Dr. Krishna Ranavat. Immense pleasure in having the session on Delnet, on the organizers. We never earlier used to have a session in NACLIN's on Delnet, and the most surprising, unexpected part used to happen after the post NACLIN to get in emails from the delegates, some of them, the non-members, and saying, ma'am, can you please let us know what kind of work Delnet does? And because we never used to include Delnet in our deliberations, as a presentation, and that made us to start including even a session, even for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but yes, to let you know those who are not being aware much. And the more awareness happens if you remain connected, and the connection happens with the member institutions more undoubtedly, and we really want everyone to know at least about, if not about, the organizers who have been the organizers of the conference. You are not able to see a part of the screen which I'm able to see here while conducting this session. Can you imagine how many slides are there in this? How many? How many? Not 10, not the paper presenters, number 10, no. How many? One. You want it to remain one, you want it to remain just simply one slide and then to say we are all set to go for a cruise. This presentation has got, it does have one. It does have one. 155 is the number of slides. So what do you want me to? Shall we start from 155? Yeah, we should. Always flow with the time. Always be with the time, yes. So quickly would like to, I know that we are having a challenge at hand because it's 4:15. Maximum we can deliberate for 15 minutes. We really want each one of you to have really get refreshed, and have a cup of tea before we leave. We may like to leave by 4:50, but I told it to Sandesh that we have to start the buses, by 5-ish, because that's the time being mentioned in our program. So we cannot start off before 5, but we really want to ensure that we leave by 5. We welcome Dr. Milind, whose paper is there, which is that how Delnet is supplementing and helping for NEP 2020. It's a pleasure to have you. And so my work is now out of 15 minutes. It seems that I have to give 10 minutes to Dr. Milind and quickly may like to brief about Delnet in 5 to 7 minutes. In nutshell, just to tell you, an operational library network, which is in today's day and time, the single largest library network in South Asia, being started, envisioned by no one else other than Dr. H.K. Kaul, that great visionary who was just able to see beyond, those small little confines of a 10 by 10 room size at India International Center, wherein he himself served as a chief librarian for nearly 42 years. And he was well ahead of the times always. And that vision resulted into where we stand today, with having a network of more than 8,335 libraries. As I say, this figure, has been changed because this is the number what it was there 3 days ago. Every moment, every minute, we do have institutions joining in, and that is the reason why the name of the organization, it was a deliberate attempt to make the name of the organization, which was initially started off with the name of Delnet, Delhi Library Network, within brackets Delnet. In those days and times when there was no internet, there was no World Wide Web, the computers were getting into the libraries. It was a great fantasy to have the email IDs, giving your visiting cards to someone and having the email ID. Everyone used to look back at you and used to wonder, oh, you have got an email. Delnet is an organization which has grown, out of nothing else, out of a great passion of a great visionary, a great missionary, Dr. Call, who was really able to, bring together everything, to see to it that we are able to experience and witness what we are in today's day and time. A moment also to pay our tributes to him, which we always do that, with our continued efforts to bring more name and fame to the organization and keep up our efforts to network, not only the institutions, it's network humanity, bringing everyone together, and the purpose to serve. Serve, 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 service, service, service. Nothing else remains on our agenda. And we really feel much humbled to inform you that Delnet, in addition to our main head office now, some of you definitely would have been to our New Delhi office, self-reliant organization, self-sustainable organization for the past 22 years, no funding coming in from anywhere since the year 2001. It's a self-sustainable organization. We also are very proud to mention we have got our offices now, our Delnet self-owned office in Bangalore, which was inaugurated on 3rd of November, early this month. We have Dr. Goswami sir, who also being our board member. Sir was also being there. We had our board meeting. We also have now opened our own office. We have the units being there for long. In Pune also, Delnet has got its own office space now. It's being, will be getting ready in another 2 months' time. We also are opening up yet another unit of ours. We do have our unit in Hyderabad. We are yet to have as our own space, but yes, we have an older unit there. And we also are opening up our yet another unit, and that's again from Delnet's own office space, which has already been acquired, and we are now going to start off our interior. That's in Lucknow, because the state which is giving us the maximum number of members in today's day and time is the state of Maharashtra. A special appreciation to our colleagues, our member institutions, and for that, it's a networking. All institutions across, everyone holds a great significance, and everyone is contributing to what Delnet remains as a fully reliant, fully functional, one of the most largest network at a global level. We stand at number 2. We really look forward and work every moment to see to it that we can be recognized by others as a single largest network at a global level. We do have the libraries outside India who are now joining us. So we have the largest numbers from Maharashtra, followed by Tamil Nadu, followed by Uttar Pradesh. But if we see across the nooks and parts of the country, I'm just going to show you in the next slide that how we are being there. The major purpose, the major vision, and the mission with which we are working is a resource sharing. And that makes us very distinct, very unique organization. And if we see among our members, you name any institution in the country, the most premier institutions of the country, it can be right from the IITs to NITs to IMMs, the leading management institutions of the country. Dr. Patnaik, even in her presentation, we are one of the ones who are providing them. It's like in every day, a day cannot be complete without receiving the request. We have the leading medical hospitals onto the network. We have leading science and technology institutions, R&D organizations, which are onto our network. So we have got all kind of institutions. Even to mention, we have Parliament Library of India as a member. We have Prime Minister's Office Library as a member, great takers of our services, and one can see the testimonials. So the major work is that resource sharing, bring the content which is being available in the libraries, and if we really see, this is how we are being there. And these are across the country, we have got our presence. And for us, everything is so much connected. Everything, distances, we have literally lost the sense of a distance. We don't know what is near and what is far. Everything is just being with you, along with you. So for getting anything from any part and nook and part of the country, and for that matter from anywhere across the globe, and I think it's one of the most important thing we as a library professional must really believe in. Everything is connected, everything is there. It's the only that how far do you want to explore and reach out. And if you hold that desire and will, everything is just being around. And that's how has been the strength of Delnet, and that's how we have been able to move from strength to strength over the years. We have completed 31 years of our operations. We are into the 32nd year, and we do have our mission for 2030 agenda, that where Delnet would like to see and how we can bring the libraries and more libraries and even more international collaboration. That remains on our agenda. Very pleased to inform you, we have libraries now coming in. National Library of Kazakhstan joined, which has been done by our Indian Embassy. The Indian Embassy in Kazakhstan, ensured that the National Library of Kazakhstan, joins as a member and get benefited. So we are also trying now to see to it. We have libraries in Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, great takers of our services, and it's so wonderful to stay in that, a mode of connections. So across the country, and these are the 5 C's on which we have been working closely, and this remains our driving force. The content, yes, you need to have a content. Content is a king, the client-centric, the user-centric services. You may have got a good content, you may have got a good connectivity and having communications, but if you don't have, as a customer-centric, a user-centric approach, the user-centricness, the centrality of our services should always be the user-driven. Is what the users wants, that should be always be our driving force. It's not that what we can offer. So we keep our eyes and ears open for the user community. What are they looking for? Even a one single email. We really feel very restless being in the conference. You have the emails coming in, and it's not that you said that the auto replies are being set. No. You have to, look into and ensure even a one single phone call, someone in need, you cannot just say that I'm sitting in a conference and I will get back to you. So it is the most, being and that's very, very important. We have leading medical hospitals, and we'll be amazed to know wherein a medical doctor is wanting a 90-year-old journal article, and you have not more than 2 hours with you to provide that, because the doctor has to operate a patient. And the librarian would send you an email at 11 o'clock in the night saying that, Sangeeta, our visiting surgeon is operating a patient at 5 o'clock in the morning, needs this 90-year-old article. While I'm telling you this, I do get goosebumps, because we know that, how, because you have at stake the life of a person. You have to get it. You have only one choice, and the choice is you have to get it. It is not that you may or may not. So Delnet remains, as an organization which is dedicated. We have dedicated, the lives, to see to it that we just, and we, I think, we all professionals wish for the day and time when what the user wants. You should have that magic, that within no time you are just able to, meet that. So it's not just meeting the needs, demands. It's not like having that satisfaction. You have to bring that delight into the lives of the users. That's what, when a user writes back, oh, I never expected it so fast. I never thought, I have been looking for it for last 1 year. I never thought I can get it like this. This is what we as a library professionals have to do. We dedicate whatever work we are doing it. Yes, indeed, could not have been able to come this far without the vision of Dr. Kaul, without the cooperation, the splendid, stupendous, cooperation extended by our members, everyone believing in that, and that makes the things working. So when we say a network, net plus work, any net-like structure which works is a network. If it's not, you cannot. So, and like we have this NACLIN net, even in that, one can see that, yes, There is a network which is being there, which remains as a force. So we concentrate closely on this. Connectivity 24/7, communications, any mode of communications. Languages, we are the ones, language is never a barrier. Getting a phone call from a member, from our colleague, from Tamil Nadu, who will be speaking to you in Tamil, you will continue to speak in English and the dialogue continues. Meaningful dialogue, wherein both the parties are able to understand each other. Language is never a barrier, as long as we are really, really wanting to communicate. And that's the real beauty of this library network. This is what we as a professionals have to really believe in. And let me tell you that Delnet is an organization. We have international collaborations. We may not have many members on the international map, but we have international collaborations. Getting anything from any nook and part of the world, no issues at all. You can get it. We do have a reciprocal arrangement with the institutions, most premier institutions. You may be knowing National Library of Science and Technology in Hanover in Germany. Most premier institutions in India may not. They may be looking for a material not available across. They would be having that. They are not the members, but yes, they do help us out. And that's the kind of a cooperation, that we have been able to do. I quickly would move on. We have Union Catalog of Books, 3.7 crore books, which one can refer to. In fact, Dr. Malin's presentation also, paper that he has written, he has highlighted in detail also about it. We have the journal articles, our popular services remain. I'm quickly moving on because of paucity of time. Interlibrary loan and document delivery remains as the heartline of Delnet. If you say Delnet, what comes into the minds of the users, interlibrary loan. Most premier institutions of the country, institutions of great eminence, they heavily rely on Delnet for these services. Interlibrary loan and document supply. You may be looking for a book available in nook and part of the country. We are the ones, and we are also engaged in international interlending. Document supply, you are looking for a journal article. You may have a coverage of the journal in online from volume 20, 2000 onwards. What will happen if a user is looking for 1975 journal article? What will happen if he's looking for, even you may not have the current subscriptions to it, you need to look around, and that's how Delnet is able to help all kind of institutions. I'm quickly moving on because would like to just show you we do offer our software support free of charge with our membership, and we do everything, even the barcodes we generate for the members, and it's entirely being given free of charge for library automation. We have huge large number. We do have a consortium for ebooks and e-journals, and also for Drillbit. Delnet does offer that. We have e-journals in various categories and also the ebooks packages. So one can do with AICT, which is also a next door neighbor in Delhi. We do have a special MOU signed way back in 2001 for networking, knowledge centers and other things. This is how we are being across the country, and quickly would like to, indeed, it is more an academic. You have more academic institutions, the universities and colleges. You have R&D organizations which are being involved with it. Any institution having a library can join Delnet. We have got our membership fee for the last 22 years now. We have not changed that fee. For past 22 years, the fee remains the same. No funding coming from anywhere. No funding. There's no funding at all. And yes, we are able to sustain our operations. We are able to expand. We are able to host the conferences like NACLIN, because you would be knowing about it. Conferences like NACLIN, it's 100% financially supported by Delnet. Our host institutions do not contribute on the financial front, not even a 5 paisa. No. It is entirely being taken care of by Delnet. So we really want to, this is our devotion, this is our dedication, we are all doing it for our professionals. And that's how, you are our strength. You always inspire us. There's nothing else which inspires us other than, each one of you. And that's how we are able to sustain and able to grow, and that remains our major strength. Agenda for the future, we have been the one who has been recognized by National Mission on Libraries. Yes, definitely, having the state centers, regional centers across the country. We are glad that we are able to have with Delhi now. We have got 3 of our own self-owned offices in Bangalore, Pune, and Lucknow. We are inching now towards somewhere in Hyderabad and also in Calcutta, especially my colleagues from West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Northeast is a region we really want to contribute immensely in that region. So we have very great plans to open up and have our own office space in Calcutta soon. We do hope that by next year we'll be able to do that, and that is to do a more better hand-holding with our institutions in that region, and also to have more international collaborations. Definitely, we remain as an organization having the knowledge services for teaching and training faculty members. It's good to see when a faculty members, the heads of institution moves from one to another, they will call you up, they will send you a text, they will send you an email saying that, Dr. Kaul, this is my first day of joining. The first thing I inquired from the librarian whether we are the members or not. And they said that not yet, I'm getting them. Those who are using, they are knowing about what is the worth of being a member and getting that timeless support. When we talk about it, any institutions, you talk about IITs, greatly relies on us. IMFs, they greatly rely. Any stream you talk about, even the most premier institutions, they depend on Delnet for our resources and services. For scientific community, just to name, DRDO labs onto our network, including DesiDoc, INMAS, SSPL, CSIR labs, including CSIRs themselves, and IPGR and others, ICERs across the country, they are the members of Delnet, greatly utilizing. Medical remains, as one of the, we have a large number of medical, right from AIIMS across the country, whether it's AIIMS Delhi, AIIMS Rishikesh, AIIMS Bhopal. You talk about Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. We have Dinanath Mangeshkar Hospital in Pune. Across the length and breadth of the country, we have medical hospitals. And if you see our testimonials, even on our website, you would be able to spot many of them who have even referred the cases, wherein the doctors were looking for some references. And it's so, you feel so humbled to see that how this networking, the library networking can heal the society, wherein someone looking for an article, a doctor, who would report that there are only 5 successful medical history cases in the world, and looking for that reference published 50 years ago, 60 years ago, and saying that because of Delnet support have been able to be recognized as a 6th medical doctor in the history of the medical sciences to have done that operation successfully. This is why I'm telling you all this, is to tell you that we as a library professional must really appreciate and must also recognize that what we are doing, we should not think that, oh, what information that they're asking for. What kind of information? We should not really, we are not the determiners. We are not the ones who can determine that in which context is going to be used. So we should really put in our efforts to see to it. Service to the libraries. I'm just quickly, we have also been the one awarded with IIP Award for Excellence in Public Services. This was being given by the Honorable former Vice President of India, Shri Venkata Naiduji, way back on 30th of October 2020 as our Public Services Award to Delnet. This is our page. Majority of you would be knowing about it, those who are accessing to it. That's how. Quickly moving on. We have recently also introduced a portal called as a Concur portal, Vision portal, and then there is a portal, the Discovery one. Knowledge Gainer, not much of full text content. I'm just skipping on, would be requesting you, this is how it works. So you can see the location codes of the libraries wherein the specific materials is available. You can get the more details. I'm quickly moving on. You can place a request online, even the Hindi books. On the right-hand side, you can see here that how the books are being packed and then they are being sent on interlibrary loan, and that's across the country. And this is how it is coming back now. It comes back, all being packed from different locations. And this is a scenario across in our coordination units, whether in Delhi and other places. Knowledge Gainer portal give you access to more than 1.58 crore full text ebooks, e-journals, and e-articles. You can just refer. You can just download, these titles, 262 page. We have this Vision portal. This is just in similar to Dishtavo, which was being shown today that the Goa state government is doing it. This is a Vision portal, video lectures, more than 35,000 video lectures, and our member institutions are contributing. Their faculty members' video lectures are being there, and one can make a search by any of their institution name, quickly moving on, because I know that we are running short of time. You can make a searches by subjects and other things. And this is our new portal. This is our Conquer portal. That is the continue with online courses to conquer the world. And that's the how the acronym of Conquer just recently introduced. And this gives the students, a kind of exposure to what are the courses that they can. We have a couple of others. I'm quickly moving on, and just to also, as we mentioned earlier, we provide access to large number of e-journals in various disciplines. You can see over here all different disciplines. You can have an access. These are all full text e-journals which are being there, and you can refer to. I don't really have much time to, but there's a huge other resources which are being there. What I can just, we also have a special portal for schools called as a Del Dress portal, and you're most welcome. If you belong to any of the school libraries, you can make the best use of them. These are some of our, I'll just like to finish it off here by saying these are some of our upcoming portals for specially able users, as I indicated yesterday. Also the portal for public libraries, and also let me tell you, we are also creating a major big portal. Some of you who are from the research institutions would be happy to know about it, a GRIP portal, Global Research and Innovation Portal, which will give the students an exposure to the research projects which are being undertaken, not only in India, but at a global level. So we are doing it. I'm just, I would now like to, I think, it's a time for me to stop over here, because it has got yet another slides, because it's already 4:40. So I will be doing injustice to my colleague, who has to present a paper, the next paper of the session. So this is, but would like to request you already have got our email IDs and everything. And if you would like to explore, those of you who are not the members, you want to explore these services, we'll be very happy to give you a trial access for a 2 weeks, 3 weeks period. And you can see, just drop us an email saying that you would like to have a trial access, and we will be happy to do that. It's now a time for me to request. That is for, see, it is as if, just allow me. It's a time for me now to request our paper presenter, Dr. Milind B. Ansane. It's a profound privilege and honor for me to now request Dr. Milind, who is also from one of our most active member institution, that is HVPM's College of Engineering and Technology from Amravati, and the paper he wrote on role of DELNET in promoting National Education Policy 2020. I request you, Dr. Milind, to kindly come and take this presentation, and would appreciate if we can have in 5 minutes period. I'm sorry that I have barged into your time by talking more, and would appreciate, please, Dr. Milind, so that we can have 15 minutes for a quick cup of tea before we leave for the cruise.
Respected Madam, my topic is role of DELNET in promoting national education policy. Actually, मुझे जो प्रेजेंट करना था उसका 90% पार्ट मैडम ने प्रेजेंट कर दिया. अभी मेरे को खाली इतना ही करना है कि एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की कीनोट मेरे हिसाब से क्या है उसको इसको जोड़ना है, बाकी हो गया है. Both are institute, NEP and DELNET is promoting to higher education. Before go to the role of DELNET, we are essential to know the place of library in NEP. NEP will be a significant expansion in the academic library, public library, and where is digital library. It will develop the high quality translation book in NEP in Indian language, especially for out of school student in villages. In such way, a function of library can be seen in the various sections of NEP. Therefore, librarians have to work as per NEP. So we can claim that the library and library professional have a place in NEP 2020, but no seem to position as a special section or chapter. However, in 65 pages of National Education Policy, the term libraries appear in 9 pages in 10 sections that be given in 12. Next. The role of NEP, a role of DELNET in promoting the NEP. The function, all you know, the function and services of DELNET is always help to member libraries for enhancing their qualities and innovative services. Develop DELNET perform the function of public library, college library, KRC, and documentation center successfully and promote the member libraries. It is true, DELNET completed the all tasks successfully. There are so many reasons behind the success, but one of the reason is sincere participation of dynamic and active directors and effective hard worker and friendly staff of DELNET. This will not be ignored. NEP and DELNET. In the view of above term, we have to discuss the objective services, resources, and initiative aligned with the 4 key expectations. One is expectation of NEP education to take out from the isolation. NEP are focused on the emphasis of importance, flexible, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary curriculum exam. For that, at present, what does DELNET और उसके DELNET helping to improve the higher education, DELNET fulfilling the knowledge gainer, इसके details पूरा मैडम ने आपको दिए ही है. Second expectation of NEP is integrated and expansion of education. Outline of the NEP education is fundamental higher right of every citizen. And NEP emphasizes the promoting the unique potential of student and providing the development of every student. Similarly, DELNET also as an hub for self-education and learning. The basic principle of DELNET that guide to large scale as well as individual organization are similar to expectation of NEP. DELNET is a network of library useful for the sharing of information resources. DELNET also help the formal and informal education and lifelong learning student to access the book, other reading materials for relevant subject through electronic access option by creating the national consortia. DELNET consortia for breast cancer project PROQUEST package. Yes. Third one is to inspire the knowledge to create the DELNET also inspire the knowledge creation of research and ultimate for creating the union catalog, providing the manuscript rare books, newspaper in the 177 newspaper in 12 languages, electronic theses, interlibrary loan. And last one is as per the 4th key expectation, NEP is ODL, म्हणजे online digital learning. Encourage the self-learning, digital learning, and blended learning. After the considering the role of DELNET, you will be notice the usefulness and scope of DELNET. DELNET assists to enhancing the education in multidisciplinary level and take out from the isolation. It is encourage online education, open distance learning to lifelong learning. DELNET inspire to member libraries to knowledge creation and research, fulfillment of the own institution, society, and the nation. DELNET self as a comprehensive organization, no doubt there is a continued effort by the DELNET to include the habit of research and promote the culture reading and in library centralization. According to current situation, it is excellent opportunity for the DELNET for fulfill the fulfillment of NEP. For that, NEP should take the initiative to establish an IITI, Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation, for prospective various Indian languages. Second one is, along with the DELNET, should we take the initiative to create the NRF for the implement of the society and nation. And third one is individual membership. Thanks for the opportunity.
So with this, we close the technical sessions, and all of you are requested to join for a cup of tea and then quickly to get into the buses which will be leaving for the cruise. Thank you very much and enjoy the evening. Thank you.